So we are going to start in a seated position. Sukhasana, if that feels like a good way to sit, but any other seat, if that's more comfortable, take your time, find your way there. And then just give yourself a second to wiggle into place. Let your butt find a comfortable seat. Let your knees make sure they're nice and happy, nice, tall, lifted spine. And then see if you can just let your shoulders soften and drop down away from your ears. And then in this comfortable seated position, just making sure that your physical body feels like it's in a really good place. Can you tune in and notice the front of your face? So notice your nose, your cheekbones, the space between your eyes, and even your forehead. And just notice if you're holding any tension in your eyes, in your forehead, or in your cheeks, can you let that soften? Can you let your jaw soften a little bit? Maybe even allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. And then once you've found that greater sense of softness through your eyes, your cheeks, your temples, and your forehead, now can you let that softness find its way down the sides of your neck into your shoulders? Get a little heavy in your elbows, a little heavy in your hands. And even in that heaviness, just allow it for right now. If that heaviness finds its way to you, but that means that you sink a little deeper into your belly so that you lose that height in your posture, just allow that to happen for a moment. Let your hips get heavy, inner thighs heavy, knees nice and heavy. And then once you feel like you've really found that soft heaviness down into the earth, on your inhale, just imagine that there's a little string that's lifting you up from the crown of your head, and then find that lift up through your spine. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulders get a little heavier. Inhale and imagine you're lifting up through the crown of your head. Exhale and let your shoulders be heavy. Take one more breath just like that. Inhale, imagine you're lifting up through the crown of your head. Exhale, shoulders are heavy. And then pause here for a moment in this lifted up sensation through the spine, heaviness through your seat, and set an intention here to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Great. And then with that intention set, before we start to physically move the body too much, we're going to unfurl the brow. So take a thumb right to that space between your eyebrows, put a gentle pressure on your thumb. And as you inhale, you're just going to press gently, gliding the thumb up toward your hairline or where your hairline would be. And then as you exhale, a little pressure on the thumb, draw it back down to the space between your eyebrows. Inhale, press into the thumb, glide it up. Exhale, press into the thumb and glide it down. And take a few more cycles of breath here. Just move with your breath's rhythm. Take one more breath up and down. And then releasing your thumb from your forehead, prayer hands are going to come together and elbows are going to come out nice and wide. So put a little pressure between your palms, keeping a nice active position with the arms. And then we're going to start to rotate the torso. So you're going to take it gently side to side. So most of the movement is coming from the hip points up. So think abdominal muscles help make that movement happen. Keep that little bit of pressure between the palms so the shoulders and the upper back stay active and solid. And then we're going to take this a little bit more at a rapid pace and add the breath. So you're going to inhale to one side and exhale to the other side as you get a little bit of a pace going on. So you might choose to go a little bit faster. If going fast doesn't feel good or makes you feel a little bit dizzy, then slow it down. But if it feels comfortable to do so, you're going to start to find a little bit of a forceful breath. Inhale to one side and your exhale will be sharp. And you're trying to keep the sit bones nice and anchored on the floor, getting a nice little rapid pace, maybe noticing you might be generating a little heat in your center. Take a few more cycles of breath. And then when you feel ready, bring it back to center, stack both hands on top of your heart. Take a nice full inhale, fill your lungs up. Nice slow exhale. And then we'll start to move gently with the breath here. Keep your hands on your heart as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. As you exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale and lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. One more breath like that. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. And then bring your head to a neutral position. And then we're going to move our hands up to a little hold. So you're holding onto the shoulders. Once you've got that hand hold, inhale, lift your elbows up. Keep your head in a neutral position. Exhale, pull the elbows down towards your belly button. Inhale and lift your elbows up. Exhale to pull the elbows down. Inhale to lift the elbows up. And then from here, you're going to pull the elbows down, draw the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round your upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring it up to a neutral position. And then we're going to open the arms into a cactus position and pull the elbows back. So your elbows are in line with the shoulders. You're going to feel a little opening maybe in the armpit chest, a little squeeze in the shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, other arm is going to come on top. You're going to give yourself that nice little hug. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Exhale, pull the elbows down, keeping your head in a neutral position. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Exhale to pull the elbows down. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And now from here, we're going to draw the elbows down, shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lift up to a neutral position, open your arms into that cactus or goal pose, and then pull the elbows back. Feel that little squeeze in the shoulder blades, maybe a little activation or opening through the armpit chest. Take one good breath. And then we're going to take those hands, swim them behind the back with nice tall fingers. Lift the chest, lift your chin, get a gentle back bend here. Take a nice big breath. And then release that back bend. Left hand's going to stay on the ground out to the side. Right hand's going to reach up. Take a nice gentle side bend. Beautiful. Lift up and take it over to the other side. Right hand touches down, left hand reaches up. Awesome. Lift up and take it right into a seated twist. Right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale and get nice and tall. Beautiful. Now we're going to keep that rotation to that side, but soften it up just a little bit. So your heart is just softened into a twist that's aiming towards your knee. And then once you've got that softer position, take 3 gentle nods of your head up and down. And then head finds a neutral position, release that twist, take it over to the other side. Left hand finds the right knee, right hand behind you. Think about getting nice and tall on your inhale. Keep that rotation to the side, but soften it up just a little bit so heart is aiming toward your knee. And then once you've got that softer rotation, 3 nods of the head up and down here. Nice. And then head finds a neutral position, releasing that twist. And then we're going to take it into an easy seated forward fold. So hinging from your hips, walk your hands forward just to a depth that feels good to you. Don't go as far as you feel any shooting pain in the knees or in the lower back. If you've gone to the point of pain, you might have gone too far. So find a position that feels nice to you and then soften through the back of your body. Soften the back of your neck, soften your shoulders, soften your arms. Take one more breath. And then come up nice and slow. We're going to lean back into our sits bones. Swing your legs out in front of you, super generous bend in the knees, and then just take a couple of windshield wipers just to kind of wiggle out the knees, check on your ankles, check on your feet, maybe even give your toes a little wiggle here. And then once things feel like they've kind of moved around in a nice way, swing it around into a tabletop position or come onto all fours. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. And then once you found your way here, right away, we're going to take our table, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Awesome. And then take your table, draw it in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then bring it back to center. Move right into a cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale to round your back, and then we're going to add on. As you inhale, drop your belly, curl the toes under, lift your chest. As you exhale, keep your toes curled under, round your back, pull your butt back towards your heels. Inhale, come forward, drop your belly, lift your chest, keep the toes curled under. Exhale, round back, pull your butt back towards your heels. One more just like that. Inhale, come forward, keep the toes curled under, drop your belly. Exhale, keep the toes curled under, round back. Stay there for an extra breath, just pressing into the palms, getting that deeper stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Cool. And then when you're ready, lift up, release your toes. And now toenails are touching the ground. We're going to walk our butt back towards our heels and then see how it feels. This is not a stretch for everybody, so you go as far as feels comfortable to you. We're going to lean back, let the knees lift up a little bit so you feel a stretch through the front of the ankles, the tops of the feet, only going as far as feels safe and comfortable to you. Take one good breath. And then when you're ready, release, knees come forward, bring yourself back into that tabletop position, then move right into puppy pose. Hands towards the top edge of your mat. Keep your hips fairly in line with your knees. Drop your chest down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to start to find our way down into a Sphinx position. So you're going to lift your chest slightly so you can walk your hands in, elbows in line with the shoulders, arms in a parallel position. Once you've got your arms set up, step your feet towards the back edge of your mat, maybe floating through a nice low plank, and then relaxing your knees down towards the ground. Release your toes. Think about drawing your tailbone towards your heels to create a little space in the low back, and then energetically draw the elbows towards your ribs, squeeze between the shoulder blades, press up through the crown of your head. So hip bones are pressing into the earth, crown of the head is pressing up. Take a nice deep breath here. Beautiful. And then we're going to release, lower down onto the belly. So walk your elbows nice and wide, give your butt a little shake, make sure everything feels soft. We're going to take 3 scorpion twists to each side. So extend your right arm out straight from the shoulder, roll over onto the right hip, step your left foot behind you, bring it back to center. Left hand's going to extend out. We're going to roll over onto the left hip and step the right foot behind you. Beautiful. Roll back onto the belly, take it to the other side. Right hand reaches out, roll over onto that hip, step your left foot behind you, bring it back to center, left hand out, right hand comes in, roll over to the other side. Awesome. One more time each side. Taking a moment just to notice, how do your shoulders feel? How does your upper body feel? And then as you come back to center, walking those hands back in. So we're going to lift the chest up, set those arms back up into that Sphinx position, but we're going to take it into our Dolphin Pose. So with the arms in your Sphinx position, you're going to curl the toes under, pick your knees up, pick the hips up, and then we're going to start to walk the feet in, lifting the butt up. So the back half of the body feels like it's in a downward facing dog position, and the top half is in that Sphinx setup. So elbows are still in line with the shoulders. Press into the elbows and forearms, lift your butt up nice and high. Take one good breath here. Beautiful. And then bend your knees, float your knees down to the ground, find your way back into tabletop position. Once you've got your way into tabletop position, big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat, come to extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels, belly, chest, and forehead melt down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. One more breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift the butt up away from the heels. Keep the knees out nice and wide. Swing your toes out to meet. So you get that wide position with the legs, and then walk your hands out. We're going to take it into a wide downward facing dog. So hands wide, feet wide, curl your toes under, lift up into that down dog position. If you like here, you can pedal out the legs, or if staying a little bit more still feels good in the shoulders, do whatever little bit of movement might feel good to you here. Take a moment to let your head drop nice and heavy, maybe even shake your head out a little bit. Awesome. And then when you're ready, look forward, soften your knees, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a nice folded ragdoll at the top of the mat. Feet about hip or shoulder distance apart, super generous bend in the knees, and then just let your torso hang nice and heavy here. Take one more breath. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up nice and slow and controlled. Take your time as you come on up. And then as you come up, take a second, get yourself situated. And then right at the top of the mat, we're going to take it into breath of joy. I'll turn to face you, but you can stay exactly where you are. We'll inhale through the nose, throw the arms up. Inhale through the nose, open the arms wide. Inhale through the nose, open the arms up. And then you throw your arms back. So we get a little bit of a rapid pace. So inhale through the nose, inhale through the nose, inhale through the nose, and you let it out through the mouth. So here we go. We're going to find a good pace. One more cycle of breath. And then once you've completed the cycles of breath, pause in a standing position, just soften the knees, soften your arms, soften your gaze, or even close your eyes down. And then take a moment just to notice. Notice the energy running through your body. Cool. And then when you're ready, anchor into your feet. Find your mountain pose just a little bit more active, pressing actively into the feet, lifting up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up through your spine, roll your shoulders around, down, and back. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, press your palms together, nice and active, pushing into the palms, elbows stay nice and wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. We're gonna pick the right heel up and hug it towards the butt. So active through the back of the thigh. Pull that heel in towards your butt, feel that little activation in the back of the thigh, and then set that foot down. Press the palms together, elbows are active and wide. Shift your weight onto your right foot, pick your left foot up, hug your heel into your butt just to the point that you feel the back of the thigh fire up. And then when you're ready, release that foot down, let your hands come down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold, knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back, warrior two. Step the back foot back, drop the heel, turn the toes out, right hand is gonna pick you up. Awesome. And then take a second here to just kind of wiggle around, make sure your feet feel nice and even. So the weight distribution is in both legs. Ribs are in line with the hips, arms reach out, gaze past your front hand and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to take it into side angle. So we're going to take that left elbow down to the knee, Keep the ribs lifting away from the thigh. Take that top hand, reach it up alongside your ear, draw the pinky finger down. So you're rounding your pinky towards the floor, and then reach through the blade edge of the right foot. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. Anchor into your feet, lift up nice and strong. Back to that warrior two position. Beautiful. And then spin your hands down to the ground as you pivot your back foot. So you come through a runner's lunge, plant your palms, step back to plank. Right away, bring the knees down, rotate the eyes of the elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower onto your belly. One cobra here as high as you like. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. Beautiful. Either take it up to a plank or through a tabletop position and then find your way up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing. Roll your shoulders around, down, and back. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg back, warrior two to the other side. Drop the back heel, turn the toes out. Left hand picks you up. And then just check in. Check that your weight is nice and even. Ribs in line with the hips. Arms extend out. Gaze past your right hand and take a nice big breath. Cool, and then take that right elbow to the knee, keeping the ribs lifting away from the thigh. Left hand reaches up, and then we round that left pinky down towards the ground, and then feel through the pinky finger all the way down to the blade edge of your foot. Take a nice big breath. Cool, and then lift up with control, pausing in that warrior two position. And then spin those hands down to the ground. Pivot on your back heel, come through your lunge. Beautiful. Plant the palms, step back to plank. Lower your knees, rotate the eyes of the elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower with control. Inhale up to cobra just as high as you like. And then either take it up to a plank or through a tabletop position, find your way up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing. Roll your shoulders around, down, and back. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Pick your right foot up, hug your heel nice and close to your butt, and then see if you can reach your right hand back, find the blade edge of your foot. Once you've got hold of your foot, if you have hold of your foot, you'll hug the knee in toward your knee, heel in toward your butt. Left hand is going to reach up alongside your ear. Take one good breath. Cool, and then release your hand down, release your hold of that foot, shake out anything that you need to, and then we're going to take it to the other side. So shift your weight over to your right foot, pick your left heel up. You might choose to go hands free here, but if you've got a handhold, catch the blade edge of the foot, hug your heel in toward your butt, knee in toward your knee, right hand reaches up along your ear. One good breath, and then release it all back down, bounce it out, and then come back to your mountain pose, anchoring into your feet, lifting up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back, warrior two, drop the back heel, turn the toes out, right hand picks you up. Nice. And then make sure that your weight is nice and evenly distributed. We're going to take 3 lifts of that front heel. So press into the big toes and the ball of the foot, lift the heel up, lower the heel down, lift the heel up, lower the heel down. Beautiful. One more just like that. Lift the heel up, lower the heel down. Nice. And now take it to your side angle, elbow to the knee, arm reaches up alongside the ear. And then if you want that extended side angle, you're going to release the elbow from the knee, let your hand find the floor, reaching up a little bit further through that top arm, draw the shoulder back, gaze up towards the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Strong in your legs, strong through your side body. Lift up through that warrior two position, gaze forward, and then spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel, come through your runner's lunge, plant the palms, step back to plank. Bring the knees down, rotate the eyes of the elbows, lower with control. One cobra here just as high as you like. And then either exhale up to down dog or through a table up to down dog. Beautiful. Right leg is going to come up into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, let the hip roll open, take one good breath. Awesome. And then step that foot through to the top of the mat, pausing at a lunge. Help that leg come up if you need to. And then once you've got that lunge, gaze forward, take one good breath, and then step that back foot up to meet into your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, shift your weight onto your left foot, pick your right leg up, catch hold of the foot. Left hand extends up as the knee hugs in towards the knee, half dancer position here. Take one good breath. And then release that foot down to the ground, back to your mountain pose. Staying just with that one side, and then we'll catch the other side on the way through. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, warrior two. Drop the back heel, turn the toes out, left hand picks you up. 3 lifts of that front heel. Press into the ball of the foot, lift the heel, release the heel. Lift the heel, release your heel. Lift your heel, release your heel, take it into your side angle. Elbow to the knee, ribs lift away from the thigh, top hand reaches up. And then if you want to go a little bit further with that, you're going to slide the knee off, slide the elbow off the knee, hand finds the floor. And then we're pulling that top shoulder back, turning the head, look up to the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful, with control, strong in the legs, strong in the side body. Lift through that warrior two, gaze forward, and then spin those hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel. Awesome, plant the palms, step back to plank. Bring the knees down, rotate the eyes of your elbows, lower with control. Inhale up to cobra. Either exhale up to down dog or take it through a table and then find your way to down dog. Left leg up into 3-legged dog. Bend that knee, let the hip roll open. Take one good breath. Awesome, and then step that left foot through to the top of the mat, or step it as far as it goes and then help it along the rest of the way. Pause in that runner's lunge, take a breath, and then step that back foot up to meet into your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, shift your weight over to your other foot, pick your heel up, see if you can reach back, catching hold of the foot, hug your heel in toward your butt, knee in toward your knee, arm extends up along your ear. Take one good breath. Wonderful, and then when you're ready, release it all back down with control, back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step both feet back to down dog. Pick up your heels, lower your knees. Come to tabletop position. Step the right leg out nice and wide. And then we're just going to take 3 draws back of the butt. So pull your butt back toward your heels. Push into the top of the foot and the shin. Come forward. Pull your butt back toward your heels. Push into the top of the foot and the shin and come forward. Nice. One more just like that. Pull your butt back toward your heels. Beautiful. Come forward. Hands are going to come to the hips. Come into that high kneel position with the leg out to the side, into gate pose. Right hand down, left hand reaches up. Take a nice big side bend. Beautiful. Lift up. Float those hands down into your tabletop position. Slide that right leg in. Left leg is going to step out to the side. And then once you've got your way there, pull your butt back toward your heels. Just go as far as feels comfortable to your knee, and then push yourself back up into that tabletop position. Nice. Pull your butt back toward your heels, and then come forward. One more just like that. Pull your butt back toward your heels. Come forward, and then hands to the hips. Come into that high kneel position. Left leg stays out, left hand onto the thigh. Right hand reaches up. Lean over to the left and take a side bend. Beautiful. When you're ready, release, lift up, float those hands down into that tabletop position, slide that left leg in, give your hips a little bop, and then either crisscross your ankles behind you and sit back on your butt, or swing your legs out to one side. We're going to send the legs out in front of us nice and long and do a little lymphatic movement before we find our way down to the ground. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, reach towards the sides of the feet. We're going to put a little press onto those hands, glide up the sides of the thighs, up the side body, armpits, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. Exhale, reach towards your feet, push into your hands, slide the hands up the sides of the thighs, up the side body, armpits, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. Nice, one more just like that. Exhale and fold, push into your hands, slide the hands up the side body, up the armpits, back of the neck. Awesome, and then release those hands down, bend your knees, scoot your butt forward, and curl your tailbone under, roll your way down to the ground. Once you've found your way down, just give a second. Let everything get nice and comfortable here. Walk your heels a little closer to your butt, feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to take it into some pelvic tilts from here. So as you exhale, press your low back into the ground, a little tilt of the pelvis, a little engagement in the quads. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale to press the low back down. Inhale to release. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. One more just like that. Exhale to press. Inhale to release. Take it into one bridge pose. Press into the feet, lift the hips up, reach your knees toward your toes. So we're creating some length through the tops of the thighs, through the front of the hips. Press gently into the backs of the arms. Shoulders are nice and engaged on the floor. Take one good breath. And then when you're ready, release down with control. We're going to take it right into a figure four. So right leg is going to come across the left. If it feels good to do so, you're going to lift the left leg up, thread your hands through, find a handhold that works good for you. Gently draw the legs in. Take a nice deep breath. Slow breath out. One more breath. And then when you're ready, release, step the right foot off. We're going to take it right to the other side. Left leg is going to come across the right. You might be happy here, but if it feels good and you want more sensation, lift the right leg up, thread your hands through, find a handhold that works good for you. Draw the legs into your comfort level. Make sure you're breathing comfortably here. One more breath. And then we'll move right into supine twist. So if your legs are drawn in, release your handhold, unlace your legs, pull the right knee into your chest. Left leg is going to go nice and long. And then we're going to take that right knee over and across the body. So take it over to the left. Let your right arm open out nice and wide. Maybe your head turns to the right. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, pull the right knee into your chest, bring your left knee into meet, hold on to your left knee, send your right leg nice and long, supine twist to the other side. Take that left knee over to the right. Maybe your left arm opens wide, maybe you turn your head to the left. And then once you've found a twist in your spine that feels good to you, come back to your breath. Nice, big, generous inhale. Slow but natural exhale. When you're ready, on your next inhale, pull that left knee into your chest, bring the right knee into meet, give yourself a nice little squeeze. And then we're going to get a little active here. So hands are going to be active, holding onto the knees. Push your knees into your hands like you're pushing your knees up towards the ceiling. Arms are going to resist. Hold that resistance. Legs active, arms active. Hold it if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax, draw the knees in, give yourself one last little squeeze, and then we're going to release into legs up the wall. So release your handhold from your knees, let your legs float up towards the sky, and then just invite some gentle organic movement into the feet. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your ankles, any little bit of movement here that feels nice, but keep a soft bend in the knees so you're not efforting too much in the back of your legs. Great, and then we're going to take it into a little shake. So we're just going to give our legs a little vibration, shaking them gently. If shaking your legs doesn't feel good, you can always leave that part off. But if it feels comfortable to do so, just give your legs a little shake, letting the muscle tissue vibrate, letting the adipose tissue, the skin, anything that you can let be soft, let it be soft, and shake it up just a little bit. Maybe even notice that little bit of vibration down in your butt, in your hips, your belly, your chest. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully release your feet back down to the ground. Pause for a moment and just listen into your body. Notice how your body feels and ask yourself where would be your best Shavasana. Would it feel good to come to constructive rest, which is a little bit more supportive to the low back? Would it feel good to have a little bit more action for the hips? Maybe come into a reclined cobbler's pose. If you're in a cold room, it might feel good to put some socks on or a blanket. Get yourself nice and comfortable. And then once you've got yourself set up, start to find a stillness that makes sense in your body. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. If it feels comfortable to do so, just start to turn your head gently side to side, inviting some gentle movement into the back of your neck and massaging out the back of your head. And then as you start to reawaken, maybe wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, invite some gentle movement back into the other parts of your body. And then if it feels really great to do so, take a big good morning stretch like a yawn. Walk your feet nice and long, stretch your arms up and overhead, take a nice big breath back into your body. Awesome. And then in your own way, at your own pace, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. So you might choose to rock and roll up or rock to one side, whatever gets you there. Cool. And then as you come up to your comfortable seated position, we're going to take a single nostril breathing. So tune in just for a second, eyes closed or open. That's totally up to you, but just notice one nostril, if one nostril is a little bit more congested than the other. If you find that one is just a little bit more congested than the other, then that's the preferred side that you'll hold closed. But if both nostrils are breathing freely, just pick your favorite side. And then we're just going to put a little bit of gentle pressors. So thumb or index finger, whatever works good for you, but just you're going to close off one nostril. You're going to stick with that one side. So you're going to inhale through the open side. Exhale through your open side. Inhale through the open side and then see if you can retain the breath at the top for a moment. Exhale nice and slow and then see if you can pause at the end of the exhale and retain that exhale for a moment. And then without having to gasp for air, just inhale freely through that open side. Retain the breath at the top. And then when you're ready, exhale. Retain the exhale for a moment. And then inhale, nice full breath. Retain the breath at the top. And then exhale nice and slow. Retain the exhale for a moment. And then inhale. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale. Retain the exhale, release your thumb from your nostril, and then on your next inhale, breathing freely through both sides, take a nice full breath. Nice slow breath out. Gather your hands together at heart center and Anjali Mudra, prayer hands to your heart center and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And on an exhale, think about softening your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, and letting go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your day. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday.